What's going on, everybody? We've got a Y-Wing article today for X-Wing 2.0, so we're going to kind of run through that. There may not be a whole lot of new stuff here for you, depending on how much you've been following along, but it's kind of cool. We're going to talk about the Y-Wing. There's a new Y-Wing sculpt. Before I go too much farther, though, I do want to remind everybody, and if you haven't known yet, let you know, that there is a big new giveaway going on right now. I'm giving away 3 conversion kits in the form of a Cool Stuff gift card for each, and that will be announced before Gen Con, so that is going to be running for a little while. And the only thing you need to do to enter to win a conversion kit, all you got to do is become a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that. And if you already pre-ordered your conversion kits, you can use this gift card to get whatever you want. So it doesn't have to be a conversion kit, but you know, a lot of people are, on a budget, and these conversion kits, some people need more than one, some people are going to want a lot of them, so, there's a great way to get into X-Wing 2.0 a little bit easier. So let's get started. We've got a new sculpt for the Y-Wing, and, the Y-Wing was one of the first ships that they made. From this image, it almost makes it look like the back parts on the Y-Wing are actually like it's not solid plastic on the back parts, which if that ends up being true, that's awesome. We've seen they used a Y-Wing in Team Covenant's battle report too. You can see there's a little bit of detail. It looks a little bit different. So even though if you get your conversion kit, I don't think there's going to be any real reason to buy this. I'm probably still going to get one, so I'll still do an unboxing for you guys when these do come out. So we'll still be able to take a really close look at the new Y-Wing model. But they give us kind of the spread here. We'll just take a quick look at the dial. We got a couple of ones. We've got a little blue on there for our one banks are blue, our 2 forwards blue. Still a pretty standard, not the best dial, but it's not too bad. This one is gonna come with bombs and torpedoes. And we've got our veteran turret gunner there. You are going to be able to have the primary arc, and you can also equip turrets as well. And then you're going to have, I think these quick play cards, these quick build cards, like you've got this one over in the top left. You've got your Horton Salm and Dutch Vander, builds. I think those are going to actually be really important, especially if you get your stuff early, like if you get it at Gen Con, because this app, we don't know when the app is actually going to launch. So if you get your stuff early before the app launches, this may be the only way for you to play, and we may be going with quick build stuff, especially since Wave 14 is coming out very, very, very soon. And if people want to just try to do some games using that in the 2.0 format, the only way to do that is with the quick build cards, which is fine. it's a way for you to get started. Hopefully they don't make us wait too long for the app, though. So they spoiled some of the cards that are coming with it. So the proton bombs. It's a bomb. It's got 2 charges, and during the system phase, you can spend 1 charge to drop a proton bomb using the 1.0 template. Now, proton bomb is going to deal you damage if you're within range 0 or 1. So 0 just means touching. So they use 0 a lot, range 0 to 1. It makes it sound like it's more of a range, but it's really just within range 1. If you are looking at like the 1.0 rule set, range 0 just means touching. Seismic charges. Seismic charges is the one that is actually going to blow up an obstacle. So seismic charges is pretty kind of, and it's the same thing. You're getting 2 charges there, and that one will blow up an asteroid or whatever, and then it will hurt ships that are near the asteroid. And they talk about that a little bit in the article as well. So it's it is what it is. It's kind of actually, it's kind of cool. Well, let me go back. It's kind of cool to actually be able to drop something and that is making it to where it's going to, blow up and remove an obstacle. I think that might be kind of fun too, especially, we don't know what all the plans are going to be for obstacles, but it might be kind of fun. And especially since some people can, you have the cargo chute and you can now drop obstacles too. It'd be kind of fun to be able to just start clearing the board, especially if you go with a lot of seismic charges. So ion cannon turrets. Ion cannon turret is 3 dice. Now ions were kind of nerfed, and I'm kind of okay with that. So again, this does give you another action. So looking at the card itself, it's range 1 to 2. So again, you can't shoot somebody you're touching, right? Which is, I think this is part of the whole future proofing, because you may see weapons that can shoot range 0, but you're gonna see that you got your reposition action that it's giving you, so you can turn where your turret's gonna be facing. And so if his attack hits, you can spend a hit or crit result to cause the defender to suffer a damage. All remaining hit or crit results inflict ion tokens instead of damage. So at maximum, you're going to be able to, it's going to be harder to ionize somebody because, how much they block versus however much is left over, because they have to have damage left over in order for the attack to hit. So if you've only got one damage left over, that's actually not going to ionize somebody. You'd have to pretty much get all of your hits through to try and ionize a ship anything bigger than small. So, and again, medium ships take 2 ion tokens. Large ships take 3. So like the Millennium Falcon is going to be much harder to ionize now. Whereas even small ships are a little bit harder to ionize. The easiest ships to ionize are going to be those ships that are small and that also have like no agility. So like Y-wings, for example. So we got our veteran turret gunner. After you perform a primary attack, you may perform a bonus turret attack from a turret that you did not already attack from this round. And this also gives you that. It doesn't give you. You have to have the turret. Now, granted, and so just for some reason, in case you were thinking, well, let me put the veteran turret gunner on a ship that doesn't have a turret. Like, you can't do that. I don't know why you want to anyway, but still, future proofing, it's there. Who knows? There may be some weird reason you might want to someday. I can't even begin to think why. So they did spoil a couple of the pilots. So. But before I go into Dutch's ability, I do want to point out that so Dutch is 4 for his initiative, and 4's pretty good because again it only goes up to 6 now, so 4's not bad. 5s are going to be a lot of your aces that weren't necessarily super top tier aces, like some of your PS9s kind of went down a little bit, that were went down from like where this went down to like 5s, but then some of your PS9s also remained 6s. So. So the 6 will be really rare, 5 will be for your really good guys, but Dutch is doing pretty well here at a 4. You do have focus and target lock, but now Y-wings also have barrel roll and reload, which is red, and they're both red. So again, doing one of these red actions is going to give you a stress token, but it's really nice for a bomber or a torpedo platform to be able to just reload. That's awesome. You're getting 2 primary attack, 1 agility, 6 hull, and 2 shields. So a little bit, a little bit less with the shields, but a little more hull than we've seen before. But to make criticals a little bit more of an important thing, and that's okay. And since they're going to be able to take an astromech, there's always that chance that you can recharge shields anyway. So still fairly tanky. They might work out a little better than they did before, because some of the recharge mechanics in the game now only work if you're out of shields and you're trying to get them back. So with only 2 shields, you're more likely to be able to start doing those recharges, and you'll have more hull to back it up. So that could actually be a good thing. So let's look at Dutch's ability. He's Gold Leader. After you perform the target lock action, you may choose one friendly ship at range 1 to 3. That ship may acquire a target lock on the object you locked, ignoring range restrictions. So this is different than the Dutch that we've already seen, because Dutch used to just give somebody else the ability to take a target lock. Again, now, the one thing that's similar is that it's not necessarily a target lock action, they're just getting the target lock. But here it has to be on the same thing you target locked, which is a little more thematic, I suppose, because if it was just, I'll lock him, you lock whoever you want, well, then it's not teamwork. And he's functioning as Gold Leader here. He's trying to coordinate, some things working together. And so you get... also, and because you can target lock objects, like if Dutch target locks a torpedo, then he's not really leading people, or I'm sorry, target locks an obstacle. Then when he's not really leading his people, unless they all need to target lock the same obstacle. But if he target locks like a decimator or something like that, now all of a sudden he's leading the strike on a big tough target, a little bit more thematic with the film. But I like that it's also ignoring range restrictions. So if Dutch is literally leading where you would want him to be, you'd want him to be in the front, especially at pilot skill 4. So you can have your generics farther behind, and they can still get that target lock. It's kind of cool. I'm liking it. Well, at least the one can, and not everybody. You can't do it for everybody. But Horton Salm, who used to be my favorite Y-wing pilot, is changed a little bit. He's also a 4, which is interesting too, because Horton was an 8 before. So Horton was kind of like an ace, you know. But now Horton's down to a 4. Same as Dutch. And they were pretty far apart. I think Dutch was a 6, if memory serves. I don't have it off the top of my head. But regardless, now they're both 4s. While you perform an attack, you may re-roll 1 attack die for each other friendly ship at range 0 to 1 of the defender. So Horton wants to be a little bit farther behind. So if you're flying these two together, you know, Dutch can go up close, Horton can stay behind, because it doesn't necessarily have to, you know, because this is other friendly ships. So Horton doesn't get that reroll if he is at range 0 to 1 of the defender, but he gets it for other ships at 0 to 1 of the defender. Okay, got it. But yeah, so he still gets rerolls. It's just not as, you know, as blatantly. Now, granted, the little change here is that he can potentially get those rerolls of, you know, at range 1 where he couldn't before if like everybody's clustered together. It's not that likely, but he's a good ship to stay in the back, and this can be any attack as well. Or you perform an attack. So any attack, you can reroll dice. So especially if he's going to be taking, you know, doing something to make him take 2 attacks per round, he can still get those rerolls. So a similar spirit, but a little bit more tactics. You're going to have to set up to use his ability. And this kind of fits into one of the themes that we're seeing is not everything is just automatic abilities. They're abilities that you're going to have to work for. You're going to have, they're conditional abilities that you're going to have to make them work. And I kind of like that. I think that's going to be a lot more fun. Nobody's just going to be a guaranteed, or you're going to see a lot less just guaranteed all the time abilities. So I kind of like that. Nora Wexley in a Y-Wing finally. So this is exciting. I do like this. Because in the books, Nora Wexley was a Y-Wing pilot at the Battle of Endor. So I'm pretty sure it was at the Battle of Endor. So it's nice to see her back in a Y-Wing. While you defend, if there is an enemy ship at range 0 to 1, add an evade result to your dice results. Now, it doesn't mean that that ship has to be attacking you. So that's kind of cool. So Nora is somebody who may want to barrel roll. She's pilot skill 5, which means she's, I think 5 and 6 you can call your aces, right? So she's pretty much an ace because there's not that many 6s. So 5 is going to be one of the highest pilot skills that you're gonna see. So her barrel roll is going to be really useful for her. And you know, she may barrel roll close to somebody, but still out of their arc. So everybody else that wants to shoot her, you know, especially if it's farther away, you're going to get that extra evade result. So she can be hard to kill. Nora can be very hard to kill, especially at close range, which is nice. Very, very nice. I really like Nora. She's probably going to be expensive though. And we have Yvonne Verlaine. Yvonne is from the comic books. She was in the Princess Leia comic book, and she is all about being supportive. She's trying to support. So at the start of the engagement phase, you may spend a focus token to choose a friendly ship at range 0 to 1. If you do, that ship rolls 1 additional defense die when defending until the end of the round. So Yvonne, like imagine Yvonne flying behind Nora Wexley or near Nora Wexley, and in a position where people only have Nora in their arc, and Yvonne's like, all right, Nora, you get an extra die, and then Nora's like, oh, okay, but I also get an extra evade result. You know, you could work. Now that'll be tricky though, because you'll have to set that up, and that's not guaranteed. But it could pay off pretty well. I think more than likely though, Yvonne will work better in mixed lists, not necessarily supporting other Y-Wings, but supporting other ships. Because generally, you know, you might not always want to shoot at a Y-Wing first, especially if maybe Yvonne Verlaine has no upgrades and it's a cheap Y-Wing that's not much of a threat with only a 2-die primary attack, maybe no turret. You know, who knows? It's an option. And then you play mind games with your opponent. I'm like, okay, well, you can shoot Yvonne, but if you kill her, what are you doing? You know, shoot somebody else. Maybe Yvonne, you know, made Biggs a little harder to kill or something like that. So, cool ability. And there's a lot of different stuff going on with these Y-Wings. There's support, there's attack, there's tankiness. You have a little bit of everything. And a lot of named pilots. So, I like the versatility we're getting with the Y-Wings. It looks pretty cool. So, that's about all we have. Again, I think all of this stuff was spoiled already, so there's not a whole lot of new stuff here, but it should be fun. I do like the pilots, and this was a good opportunity to come talk about the Y-Wings, so we'll probably get more stuff. I'm really excited about the TIE Advanced, to be honest with you. That's my favorite ship, so hopefully when the TIE Advanced one comes out, we'll talk about that some more as well. I do want to remind you guys to enter that giveaway. Go ahead and subscribe, leave a comment. If you like the video, don't forget to hit that bell for alerts so you can not miss out when I publish new content. thank you guys so much for watching. Come, if you're going to be in Orlando, come check us out at Dice Tower. We're going to have X-Wing 2.0 as well as a whole bunch of different Asmodee games. So you'll see me there. You'll also see me at Gen Con if you're coming up, so come up and say hi. And I will talk to you guys later. And maybe we can even get a game of X-Wing 2.0 at Gen Con, since it will be available, right? I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.